Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. Ever. And I mean ever. And today's ever greatest recording is this one. The Verdi Requiem, featuring Robert Shaw with the Atlanta Symphony Chorus and Orchestra. I put chorus first deliberately. The disc actually says Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and Chorus, but like, who are we kidding, right? And then we've got, let's see, who are the singers? Oh, a very good lineup of soloists. Susan Dunn, Diane Curry, Jerry Hadley, and Paul Plishka. Some veterans and some fresher, younger voices who work very, very well together. But that's not the point. The point here is that it's Shaw's show for sure. Look at the alliteration there. Isn't that wonderful? Well, no, seriously. When this came out, I have to confess, I was quite skeptical. It was released in 1987. I knew that the sonics were going to be fabulous, and they are. I mean, the sonics are just marvelous. And that the choral singing was going to be stupendous, and it is. The question was the performance going to be boring? I did a whole video on why choral conductors sometimes make boring orchestral conductors. And that includes works for chorus and orchestra. And Shaw was like my locus classicus of a conductor who was just amazing working with voices, but who wasn't terribly exciting by himself in front of the orchestra. And the Verdi Requiem is one of those works. I mean, it's one of those works where you have to be thrilling. I mean, you just have to be. It's theatrical. It's Verdi. I mean, he was a man of the theater, and all of his music is theatrical. And the Requiem, I mean, no less so than anything else. You know, parts of the Dies Irae, which is just one of the most exciting choruses of the universe, or you know, some of the more moving solo parts, even the Agnus Dei with its very simple parallel lines for the two ladies for soprano and alto, and then gorgeous flute writing, and I mean, it's just an amazing piece of theatrical sacred music. And so conductors, that is, who tend to, go for the jugular, who understand that, tend to do it best. And even someone like Carlo Maria Giulini, who is known for his spirituality and inward, all of that spiritual stuff, managed to make the Requiem something absolutely thrilling, especially in those passages that are theatrical, because you just can't pull any punches. Well, Shaw doesn't pull any punches. That's the bottom line. He really gets it. He gets it maybe because he was taught by Toscanini. He trained the chorus for the Toscanini performances. He worked with him for a good bit of his early career. So he understood how the piece should go. And that doesn't mean it has to be fast. It has to be emphatic. And this is a very emphatic performance. I mean, the Dies Irae is just as thrilling as anybody's. But the other passages that, move quickly, things like the Sanctus and, other bits where the chorus gets to really have a real hoo-ha, the Libera Me fugue thing at the end and all that, he doesn't pull any punches. And that is such a happy thing. So if you combine somebody who really understands how the music is supposed to go and who's willing to give it exactly what it needs, but at the same time, and that's the key, is one of the great choral trainers in the history of the universe. I mean, certainly, a legend, really a legend in 20th century choral conducting and choral training. So he has a stupendous chorus, and he's got very, very good soloists, and he really gets the piece. Well, you put it all together with Telarc's engineering, which is state-of-the-art. I mean, it's just amazing. The bass drum and the solar plexus and all of that stuff, and you wind up with one of the greatest recordings ever. It's really very, very simple. I think there's still probably a bunch of people who, are willing to denigrate this recording because it's not one of those big conductor people, and they have their favorite bunch of soloists. And I understand that. I understand if you like Giulini. I understand if you like Papano or if you like Schulte. Especially the first one, like Sutherland and Pavarotti and Horn and all those people, Talvola. There's a Verdi Requiem for everybody. Let's face it. There's just millions of really good ones. I mean, there's the Frichoy, if you're into historical recordings, which is like a knockout. It hasn't lacked for really, really fine performances. But this is really special, too. It belongs there, and it has certain, I would say, advantages in terms of its engineering and choral performance that the others do not share. And so for that reason, it's special. It's really special. It's one of the greatest things Shaw ever did in Atlanta or in his career. And I am happy to recommend it accordingly. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me, and take care.